Hello. Is everything correct? Yes, we should be fine, I think. Here we go. Yes, we are live. Time to start some practice again. It's Thursday, so it's live stream day. And today is well, I'm still not sure what I want to do. I want to practice a lot more with the default brush. I deleted all my brushes. You can't really tell here because it sort of still has the history of my old brushes. But if you go in here, this is all we have. Even miss one folder because I accidentally deleted it. But this is basically stuff that we're gonna use for today. Alright, I don't really have an idea yet on what to do exactly. But I was thinking about just doing some painting and have some fun with the default brush. Gonna copy image. Let's see, can I? I think I can. I don't even need to. Wait, yeah. All right. So I'm thinking about sort of. I have a little scene in my head. I did a bit of practice, and you can see the result on the thumbnail, which was well, I started with a hippo skull, and see, I'm not sure what setting is. Let's go with pressure opacity. Anyway, I had this hippo skull and I was like, I'm gonna study that for now, and then I painted a little scene around it. I had a lot of fun doing it. I don't really have any good brushes now to fill the canvas with some noise, so to say. So we're sort of bound to a blank canvas, which is kind of scary. So let's immediately try to fill it up with stuff. Not sure. Do I want the? Yeah, I think I want a more top-down view. I'm looking at this image. You know what? Let's copy the image in Photoshop. Big image. So yeah, this is our reference. We're not gonna copy the image, but this is just to sort of get our bearings. Gonna do because I kind of want her to do this museum scene, and maybe it's a sort of it's a sci-fi scene, something like that, but a museum in far future. Sure, whatever. A non-current museum, and currently I'm sort of trying to get some color on the canvas because that's what we want. So, hello, good morning. We are just getting started, so I'm plopping down some colors. I kind of want to have the perspective of this scene, but after that, we're gonna get rid of it because we're gonna make our own stuff. Probably gonna take a while. I don't think I will be able to finish it today. We'll see. We'll see how far we get. Do I go for a? Not sure if I'm gonna do too much on the background. Because yeah, I think that we're gonna do the big windows here. Good afternoon. That's the thing about the world. It's a different time, places, which is kind of cool, of course. Let's just get this light stuff in here. I'm gonna plop down some almost random colors. There's some vegetation back there. May or may not end up using it. And we want this where the plane is. I think I want a big object there. I'm not sure what yet. Maybe some spaceship thingy. I don't think I'm gonna use a selection for that. I think I'm just gonna try to draw in something. Get a somewhat darker brush. Yeah, that's fine. That's so we have the plane there. We copy the positions exactly. Maybe we do, and then we have a thing there that's sort of there. All the people, we got a stand. May end up using there, and then we have this big chunky voice. So we got this, and it probably gonna look terrible for the coming 15 to 30 minutes, but bear with me. I didn't really have a plan for today, so I'm just winging it, and we'll see where we end up. I think I'm gonna get rid of that image soon because I'm already noticing and I'm copying it way too much. Maybe I should get some. I don't know. Let's just use that image to grab some colors, the composition a bit. So it's gonna look totally random for now. So we need some reds there. I think we're gonna go a little bit darker on the left, so let's make the brush soft, big. Let's color it. So, and then we have the light area, the light coming from the right because there's a big window there, and probably have some light coming from there as well. Maybe let's add some light there. Then we have all the reflected light on the floor and on object. Gonna have a lot of people walking around. This is gonna be a quite an elaborate piece, I think. So I'm currently more looking for colors than for the and sort of the composition than for the actual design of the stuff. Usually I try to design the stuff a little bit before I go into all the other stuff, but I kind of changed my method a little bit this week. It's also because I decided to get rid of all my custom brushes. I'm back to the default one. All right, let's just get stuck in here and start to paint some whatever you want to call it. Maybe there's some big air thingy, cockpit here. Some highlights on top. I want to go with some more wing elements here. Back there. Really messy. That's okay. At some point, it may end up looking okay. Still have 3 hours to go or something. And I'm planning to only do this today. I want to spend more time on my paintings in a ongoing quest for me, because I always end up stopping too soon on a painting, I feel like. And I want to change that. So this is some spaceship thing looking design. I think we need to make sure that we use some different color schemes throughout for the different sort of subjects. So we got this one here. Then we have the reds on that one as well, so maybe we go in, get some yellows for orange, maybe yellow. I think perhaps we need to figure out a story. So this is the museum, like, let's just pretend it's the same museum, but like 300 years in the future. Maybe there's a big cargo ship some type, so big and bulky. We need to change the perspective of it a little bit. And I'm feeling a lot freer with well, working this way. I know that I don't have to, doesn't have to be perfect immediately, so I'm just a lot quicker, looser, and overall it's getting, the painting, it's hopefully getting better in the end. So yeah, we have a little bit stronger perspective on this. So this is the big cargo thing, ship type stuff. This is all the cargo cargo bays, which are connected to each other. I know it looks like random blobs on the screen. Hopefully, eventually, it makes sense. Perspective of that one. Good enough. I think we need to darken this up some element there. Sure, but oh, I need to save it. That may be a good thing. Save your image. Or we end up losing everything. Maybe this is something like thingy, a lot more rounded corners, domed. Doing a little bit of a line drawing around it. But I think we also need cables to tie the ceiling, like the perspective. Let's go with the lasso tool. go. Fill this in. Bounce light from the windows there. Look at the thumbnail, it still it still looks like crap. Oh well, let's try to work on the light and stuff like that a little. Because yeah. Great. But every painting goes through an ugly stage. Hope that get better in the future. I know partly why it doesn't, because there should be shadows here. Too saturated. So at least it looks like it's sitting on the ground now, instead of just floating in space. That's a good thing, I guess. Some darker greens for this one. Right, and then I'm gonna go with more yellow, orange. This. Quite some work. Detail all this out. Looking forward to it. So I think we can make it work. Thinking is very dangerous, especially this early in the morning. And we have this little plane here in front of the window. There's a lot of stuff going on here, so we could add something here as well. Break it up, or maybe we just put on some signs and stuff like that. So flags and this is cool. It's cool. Junk files. As long as my scratch disk isn't full, that should be fine. So maybe there are some boosts, and we probably should plop in some people, as in suggestion of people, because there's a lot of people on this image. They're actually reasonably small, so I think we're gonna try and do sort of same size, so there's there, and I think we're almost at the stage where we can just get rid of the that we get the inspiration from, and then go on from there. Although I might keep it sort of for a scale reference for the people, maybe things like that. There's another two-decker thing hanging here. There's so much stuff hanging from the ceiling there. It's great, but I feel like we should that as well, and that there should be something massive. Maybe there's a big tank or something. So, sort of like a mammoth. Let's see. This is pointing down. That's yeah. So and this is going that direction. So ideally, how do we want to position that tank? Maybe, or maybe some sort of a moon lander type object, or a mech, whatever. There's an object here. Yeah. And how it's gonna look, figure it out. Hopefully. At some point. Let's just get in some of that light coming from the windows. Reflected light. Right, how do we construct this? I don't know. It's a lasso. Finally getting some shapes, and lighting is starting to work. Me, I guess. More or less properly in perspective. Because I'm not worrying too much about perspective yet, a little bit. But we can still easily fix a lot of stuff now. So, not worry too much about it. So, maybe some clamps of some sort. Slowly building this up. I don't have a sketch or anything. This is all just sort of looking where the painting is taking me. I don't know yet. I know the overall composition and kind of I want to achieve, but it'll probably look slightly different than I. But you can't really think up a finished piece in head because that's not necessary either. Point if you could think of it. So then there's this big chunky boy at the front as well. I may have to just delete that or get rid of that image that we use in operation, because it may be a little bit confusing if you're joining the stream and like, oh, you see drawing the image. Then he's doing a very terrible job. Yes, making my own vision, a sci-fi version of sort of the same museum. I think it's a museum in New York, America, somewhere far away from me. But I thought it looked really cool with all the planes and stuff, and I was like, you know what? If they in the future they probably have museums as well and want to display technology there. How would it look like? I'm gonna try to find out today. And that's all being done with the default round brush, because that's what I decided to do from this week on. I'm gonna use round brush for a year before I go back to maybe using custom brushes, but I felt it was really in the way of my progress as an artist. I relied way too heavily on the brushes that I got instead of trying to develop my own skills. So I did a radical thing and decided to get rid of them all, and that's what Photoshop offers. Full round brush. Go from there. So hopefully we can do a decent job with that little brush. How long have I been streaming for? Oh, not just under 30 minutes, and I think I'm sort of starting to get the idea down. A little bit of creative thinking, you can sort of see what's going on here. And maybe there's a gunner seat or something there. Good. Like those old or two bombers. These little places in tail and on top, stuff like that. And I think this is just the cockpit. Like there's an entire plane here, maybe. I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter. This is just front section of a much larger thing. Of course, we could just say, you know what, this is sort of where the goes around the corner, and we can make that longer. We'll do that. For now, we're just gonna keep it. Still is sort of a section here. Also need to figure out the rest. I think we need to fill sort of the rest of the room with. Well, the amount of detail will grow over time, of course. Figure out this thing. Maybe it is some sort of a. Is it a lander type? Okay, bad job of. Okay. Let's see. Sort of a water type. Wait. Maybe I should start using some more layers. Here. The two part, bottom part, and part is so. Shadow. Have they would have shadow. That shadow. Something like that. There's still so much white space here. I'm a little bit scared that it's gonna draw all the attention. We sort of stance. Some banners there. Some colorful stuff. Go for a blue. Don't really have. There are some blue. Yeah, I like the blues. We need. There's gonna be some stuff here. Let's go with there's this little biplane here. Sort of make a biplane type. We don't want to. Maybe it's sort of a biplane, but ship. I don't know. Something with the cool. So oop, nope. Work. Let's do first. Let me think. It's not. It's getting there. Something is missing. I feel like the color. There's not much color harmony. Maybe. You know what? Let's flip it. Should be a shortcut for that, right? Yeah, as you can see, this area, it's I immediately see this area is really empty. So we could crop it sort of like this. Could do that, or more stuff there. I think I'm gonna crop it. Rotate. Yeah. I'm also gonna increase the image size now to 4000 pixels. I was painting on a 1080 canvas. So, well, save as. Why does it want to save as a large document? Oh wait, I made it 40,000 pixels. Oops. Don't do that. I was like, it's zoomed in 3% and it's this big. Sorry. Save as. That's better. Yeah, I think the crop. I think the crop worked. Hmm. Just sort of trying to figure out what's missing. I think we're missing a lot of vibrancy, a lot of. I think we need a little bit more saturated colors. We're all the colors that we have currently are really desaturated. So I think if you're gonna bring in some more saturation, I think it will really help. And of course we're gonna have to stuff stand here. So much. So there's stuff. As you can see, there are all these little corners and things with stuff to show off people. Yeah, let's try to not forget to put in some better colors. I'm gonna redo this little thing here because this is like a dirty blob. Wait, why can't I? shift. Go. Said something about trying to make a biplane type design for a spaceship. So we do that. I don't know. I think people immediately look at this and think, oh, that's a biplane. So we need to figure out how what elements are gonna show that it's obviously a it's more obvious that it is. Of course, by not adding a rotor at the front prop. And maybe we will change the wings to something like that. I think this is going. Ah, there we go. That's our line. Can be a oh, I want overlap. I think should want a little bit of a so this let's let that overlap a little. Yeah, and I think what do we want to be the main focal point? The trader type thing, or the more fighter like spaceship. Sure yet. Sort of additional places for people to sit. Slowly but surely, we're gonna chip away at this painting. This is a big beast of a painting. Lots of stuff to design, figure out. So we might even have to continue with this one next week. Not even halfway yet on the stream, so sorry, there's going to be plenty of stuff being done to it, but I really want to do a good job. I wish I could bring in more little details. I can do that, of course. I just have to paint them all. Most. Like, ooh, if I only had some texture brushes, I could add quick textures to some stuff. Point was not to leave brushes anyway. I have to do with what I have. Full brush. I'm gonna open an image which I made yesterday for some inspiration. Let's see this one. To see what I this is a really rough image. It's far from finished, but sort of like all the slight color variations and in shadows, the purples and I want to bring this, not necessarily this color palette, but this type of color variation to this image. Maybe I should get rid of this one because I'm focusing too much on the original colors, I think. I think we need to be a little bit brave here. Just to my HUD is using too properly. Okay, hopefully the chat works. I'm not sure if the chat works. You're chatting and I'm not responding. I'm sorry. Chat is. I need to make sure that I don't exactly copy stuff, of course, but I think we need to darken the image overall. You're gonna be quite rough with the big soft brush. You're gonna see blobs, but that's okay. We can probably hopefully use get some more detail. Maybe a little bit at the top. I need stronger shadow areas, that's for sure. So, it's gonna be putting in some lighter areas again to sort of there's probably some sort of thing around this, you know, display it. Sometimes you have stuff you can climb on, you can sign like that, but you put it around it, so that's there. It's gonna be that's the happy accident. Some pop rolls there. Thingy. Not sure what happens if I refresh the thing. Well, let's see. Who cares? Stream is working, but my dashboard is sort of broken, I think. The thing I did here on the other image is just deliberately put all sorts of colors in places because I like color a lot, and I want to do much more with color. And I did it off stream. I didn't record anything of that image on the right there, so there was no pressure. There was a lot, almost a lot. Yeah, I think a lot freer to do whatever I want. Now that I'm streaming again, I'm really I'm a lot more worried about how the image is looking and stuff like that, and rather than just go with my gut feeling, go with the flow. So. There's all these little color variations. Well, make for one, they make the image more interesting to look at, I think. And two, they can be a gateway to extra detail. Like we had with the little Dory, we had this blob of somewhat more of a grayish tone, and I'm like, oh, that could. Or the same goes with this thing here. There's this. See this purple blob? I could say, you know what? I'm gonna sort of isolate these and then make that into some detail. And yes, we're definitely gonna work a lot more on it, but there is some detail that we otherwise would have come up with. For here. And we also need strong. So we wanted this to be. I wonder how long I will be working on this, but as long as I'm enjoying myself, I'm definitely. Yeah. I plan on. Well, at least I'm gonna work on it at least in this entire stream, but I think it's not finished yet. I'm the next stream as well. Check on my phone whether the chat actually. Chat. I think it works. I will keep it open there, so just in case that it doesn't show up on my dashboard. And then I have an actually up-to-date thumbnail image of my. Go to the navigator to have that. I like my color curve thing. Maybe we need to work on those windows we had there. Color would be pink, quite dark. So let's okay. Let's make the windows stop there. Yeah. So I think that works. So still not sure what I want to do with these here. On it. Well, still really rough in the detail. Too much stuff as well. Go. Or a contrast. Very low on contrast. Some more contrast in there. Still not really sure what to do with this little corner. There is. Still have to show now. So picture. There is a sort of a escalator. Or at least a staircase. Could try to. So there is a staircase. So back there, and then staircase joint. Size one. staircase joins the. But let's see. Alright, so we immediately have something there, and then we have another floor here. Yeah, we definitely need to plot this out better. This can almost be horizontal. It's our horizon line. And then there's something back there. There's probably a seed. Make the seed. There we go. There's stuff back there, whatever. Stuff back. Then we have this thing. There's probably a pillar going down as well. Then we need to get our biplane spaceship thingy on of it. Probably also people walking. Some beautiful. Sure. Staircase. It's not the most beautiful staircase. Why did I grab this ugly? Or the green is cool. Excuse me. For the spaceship thingy there, but not for the staircase. Add some more people. And this is actually quite scary stuff to paint from. I find that because I got rid of all those custom brushes, I am actually sort of really trying to paint it. Though it doesn't really look like it. Rather than just figuring out, you know what, maybe I can put in the people by, you know, you have those little brushes that just splatter them across the screen instead of individually painting them. Yeah, it's really handy if you want to go really fast, but if you rely too heavily on those things, you won't develop the skills, and that was the case with me. I relied way too heavily on those custom brushes, so maybe there's a family it down there. But by painting it all in, you have to come up with solutions. Well, those little stories like the family there. I think in the end that helps your painting. Of course, it's going to take a lot longer. This may end up taking the longest that I ever worked on a painting. But I don't really mind that anymore since since this week. I always struggled to finish it, to continue painting, and then I just got rid of all those custom brushes, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna get stuck in and make it work. Somehow, the paintings are far from perfect, but somehow it works, and I all of a sudden can put in that work. I'm having a blast. I'm really happy that I took that gin. Because I wouldn't mind painting another 10 hours on this one. I always spend too little time on a painting. So let's go with Maybe these things are just senses, place for a pilot to sit. Who knows? You can make up our own story. That's the cool thing about painting. You're almost like a writer. Or, yeah, it's a storyteller. And I like to tell stories, but I'm very bad at writing. Not that I'm very good at painting, but definitely better at painting than at writing. And the fact is that I enjoy painting a lot more than writing. So instead of having to write the story, I can actually paint the story. That's what, and yeah, to be able to paint your stories, practice and some good examples. YouTubers, not me. So sure, if you learn a lot from me, but you can learn along the way together. That's a lot of, I guess. And now I'm starting to get reasonably happy with the painting. Still very bright there, but a window is something to get some extra light sections there. I really think the dodge tool is powerful. Sure, you do it, but colors brighter. A lot of fun. How long have I been streaming for? For more than an hour. It should. Probably should take a quick break, grab a coffee. I spilled like half my coffee just before the start of the stream, which was sad story. But I think I'm gonna grab it soon. Do we make the windows go all the way up to the ceiling? Actually, cut them off. But let's get a new layer in, sort of see for ourselves. Then something. Off. Make a huge difference. I kind of like the contrast. This situation, the eye is drawn more towards this area. Like this, it's more towards this area. Problem is we have to stop it here if we like this because the canvas. I should use that trick more. Sure. I think I like this better. Can do some bright highlights, dim light on the side to make it pop. You have the bright window behind it. We can't really. A lot of dark here. I'm flipping it upside down, which doesn't really make. Now that I sort of can hardly see what I'm looking at, I'm really drawn to this big dark blob. And we may have to do something. Paint a little bit in this orientation, why not? Maybe, maybe a good thing. But before I do that, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna grab some coffee. I will be right back. I have this very professional screen here. Put it on. I'm back in, I hope, something like 3 minutes. See you soon. I'm back. Yay! Oh wait, pushed the wrong button. Sorry for that. Went all black. See what I see? It's way too clean looking for my liking. If I'm being honest. So I'm gonna try to something about that. Purple the right color? I don't know. I think we decided on that color palette and stick with. Let's do the selection. Sure what. Maybe I need that museum back. I'm eating my cookie by the way and drinking some coffee as well. So let's try to accent paste it in. See, there's all those people which will give a lot of detail, of course. Have the staircase, which badly. Why is the spacing in the brush? No spacing, please. Set it. Send. Connected. One step softer. Hard now. I keep having to look at my phone to see the real tiny thumbnail because my preview in YouTube Studio isn't loading, and I used to. Oh wait, it fixed itself. That's better. I think the lighting is getting better, but we have a very soft gradient going from the bright windows to this dark area, and I think we need some stuff to break up that soft gradient. Probably stuff like some highlights and that. Stop. Some more people. We need stuff there. Boxes, little stands, maybe some other stuff. Information. Maybe there's some information stairs. See a helicopter. Ah. And of course we had the biplane thing. Which now is really messy. I wonder at what point I stop adding mess. Try to clean up. But as long as sort of the overall image doesn't feel complete to me, I think I'm just gonna add mess. I think we need the window to end here. So what do you have plants in museums? I don't know. Outside there probably. Garden. Yeah. Oh crap, I finished my coffee. Oh, now I want a new one. Mm. Maybe if I add some more stuff to this, it just feels really empty. There should be this should be a floor, right? There a hallway down there as well. Otherwise, we should separate the floor from. I think that already. Yep, yep, yep. Step 4. And this is all. I think that already helps a bit. It's really messy. Sorry for that, but it helps separate the core from the hole because it was really nuts. Go. Yeah. Yeah, I know I painted over a bit of the stuff that I already had, but that's okay. I'm trying to get this image in a state where I'm like, yeah, that just this is starting to work. I think it's starting to work. Maybe we need another set of windows. Yes. Shower and probably some sort of stand. Oh, and there's stuff hanging from all the stuff, from all the planes and stuff. Saying what it is. This C3, that one. That a Mitchell. Mitchell. Yeah, we probably should see how we're gonna do that. There should be cables as well from the ceiling, but that's for the end. Just hanging from the ceiling. I'm a little bit in a tough spot at this moment. If I flip it again. It's all really purpley. I like the purple, I like the color, but maybe it's a little bit too much. I want to counterbalance that, but really bad at color theory. But is the color wheel? What is complementary to purple? That's yellow. Yeah, and blue it's orange. So more green and more yellows and greens. Probably. So maybe we do need to get that yellow biplane in. Or something where the yellow biplane was. Anyway, I'm gonna try and some detailing. So what brush? I mean, brush's size. No, I want brush opacity. Except softer. Brush hard to control opacity. If the opacity not set to and pressure, then opacity. So what's this dome-like structure? stand or a stabilization thingy. Although if it is meant for outer space, stabilization goes no air, nothing to stabilize against. Maybe this is meant for spheric flights. Flights in the air. I don't know what the proper name for that is. No engineer. Trust me, I'm not an engineer. I think I may be too neat sometimes. And then I get the look getting is too clean. I don't want this too clean. Really clean digital look. That's why I shied away from the default brush at first. That's why I thought I need those custom brushes, because otherwise I'm gonna have that obvious digital look to it. And then the result was that my paintings all looked like a blurry mess. So yeah, that wasn't really great success. There's a lot of control that you can have with the old brush, but I'm sort of deliberately not being too clean and precise with these, with sort of drawing with designing the stuff. A little bit looser, so you get those happy accidents and hopefully less digital look. Oh, sure if that's. I had this orange, but it sort of got lost in all the stuff that we did to it. Not sure what I'm gonna do with that, if I'm still gonna use. Yeah, this big. Maybe it's docking. What's in a hook, or maybe there's a hook at the end. Slots in a secure thing. Dock. Space station or should be. And the beauty about spaceships is that there is no atmosphere, space, nothing, vacuum, so you don't really need to make them streamlined. Usually when we are designing spaceships, we end up designing those sleek looking designs, but that's not necessary at all. Look at the International Space Station. It's want to it's flying through space at 28,000 kilometers an hour, something that ridiculous fast, and not streamlined at all, because it doesn't have to be. Wait, I think I should use lasso. Get those really nice sharp edges in places. Let's go. Saturate. I feel like this back should go. Adding all sorts of little ones. Can do this all day. Ships as well. I think we need to clean this as well. Add a color. Add it. People are, of course, need to be colorful. The lack of color that we may have in the past, we can get that back by making the it's harder than I thought it would be. Let's put it like that. That's I think it's partly because it's so many little details and things. Um, that it's just a lot of work, not necessarily the hardest work, a lot of work. Dating, one thing versus all those little things here and there. Just a lot of work. But I think we'll get there in the end. Almost randomly plopping down some highlights. Feel like we definitely need some yellows. Maybe there's a sort of thing on here. Maybe it has yellow legs. Band here, because it's just great currently. You need more color. It's not colorful enough. It's all these shades of purple, which is yeah. And I do to boom. I mean, we instantly have more color. Need more. Make it more colorful. Then maybe strong. There we go. Yeah, those are special type of glass for cockpit. Huh? Should have done this ages ago. I'll probably overdo it way too much now, but that's okay. A lot of time left. It's today, but next week as well. I think I'm just continue this one next week. No way that I'm gonna finish it today. I just want to see how far I can push myself. So far, it's a blast. Should have saved an early version. The thing that I'm starting to notice, every object seems to be sort of floating in this room, in this space. It doesn't really feel connected. You know what I mean? They don't feel rooted in this place. Not sure if it's because of lack of shadows or. Maybe it is. It all feels a little bit unnatural. The light is coming like that, but I think this would definitely cast shadow on. And just get some indication of shadows, because it all feels, and maybe it's lit from behind or something side, so it's just casting a shadow on the wall there. Shadows. Long. It's adding to the mess. It's not necessarily getting better, but oh boy, is it messy. Oh yeah, just one big mess. Is it just that I did that the scene was just smaller on the hippo thing? The hippo thing is far from perfect, but I really like the use of color and stuff like that. There. Um, we had pressure. Um, I wanted to say something, but I forgot. Maybe a bit of more than I can chew, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm not even painting for 2 hours on it. It's a massive painting, so probably should not too much yet. One of those ugly stages again. Who knows? Um, size. Maybe I should just go smaller with. Sometimes it's just bigger the brush is. The bigger the brush I use, the more pronounced those round edges are gonna be. See that it is a round brush. So maybe I should just use smaller brush. Maybe I should start to look at some references, base stuff. Yeah, on modules and stuff like that. Patches. Because now I'm designing, I'm scribbling in a way in the hope that I get a result that I'm like, yep, that's probably good. My visual library needs some extra information. I would say it's empty. I have some stuff in there. Say. Sure what this is supposed to be, but I guess we're gonna go in and make it sort of a so I have to say I'm actually quite glad with the quite happy with the color usage and the blending or sort of the lack of blending of color on this particular. This is sort of the color use that I'm intending to use for the entire. Floor is still a big mess. I think we just need a lot more people that will hide the mess a little. Yeah. military chopper flying over my house right now. Don't know if you can hear it, but it's pretty loud. Okay. Somehow need to we'll probably need to spend the rest of the budget here. Little that they have. Maybe I'm painting too much at the same time, as in there's no clear subject matter. Yeah, it's a museum, but we have this little pot here, we have this little cockpit piece, we have this sort of fighter, we have this freight thingy, and then we have the little stands. And make a picture of a museum, it's probably perfect. But I think in terms of a work of art, I probably should have, for instance, grabbed as if you grabbed a camera and took a shot facing that direction. So there's the camera. So you have the little landing pod or whatever it is as your main subject matter. I think I overdid it a little bit by taking the picture. Initially, I wanted to do sort of a shot with a single object, sort of the big freight carrier, for instance. That was sort of the plan, but then I saw the shot of the of that museum, and I was like, yeah, let's make a similar shot, but with a sci-fi museum. But I think I went wrong there. It's just too cluttered. There's too much. There's not. It's not really clear what is the subject matter. Is it GTD items? Is it sort of an establishing shot? I looked up another image. This, for instance, would have been better as a shot. So just make this a cool looking spaceship, for instance. Maybe with a secondary thing with a satellite and maybe the suit. And then the people looking at it and watching it. I think that's a way better shot than what I'm doing here. It's just I don't think it's really suited for what I'm trying to convey. Maybe if we were to get rid of this one and just make this large or drop this to the middle, maybe that would work. Because you want some detail surrounding your subject matter, but I think this is just too much. Maybe. Because this is just an overall shot of a museum. This is not a beautiful photograph, so to say. It's just, and yet again, I think we should be able to pull it off somehow. I don't know. I'm just struggling a little bit here. Maybe it's because it didn't turn out the way I wanted it. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm just not focused enough to, or maybe I'm just whining and I should just go on with it. I'm actually quite happy with the staircase, to be fair. I'm happy I put that in. It was just so empty. Well, is that the problem? Um, Maybe everything is too cool. Is the light too cool? Maybe I should make the window. Maybe I should make the more like this, and then this shoe. Maybe that's the way that it's too. Problem is now that the window is much larger. Um, then we're sort of missing a big thing here, so now we need to get a something there. Maybe. Maybe that's the way to go. So if we grab these two and quickly make a group, I do that every now and then. Make a big change like this. See, does. I think it could be nice. I think it is better. Just merge everything together again. And I think I want to just this. Let's try to be selection here. Select this. What? Select it. Be extra work. Sometimes I should just take a little bit more time to size with these, especially at this. Then Really make it big. Something like that. Should try some atmosphere. Even though it's an indoor shot. Bit by bit, we're getting there. I think we need to this change this, or maybe we just do another cockpit thing. Right? Maybe it's maybe it's sort of breaking through glass. Just as it. Sort of randomly specking some that's there. It is a sort of racer type. Ships. Does just like the back from plants. Don't if you haven't watched it and you like sci-fi. Sci-fi series. They're by far my humble. Right, and then this is some maybe some big chunky. And of course we need a shadow. So shadow light. Yeah, is it an improvement? I think it is. Oops. Almost kicked my headset from my head. Ah, there's still so much to do on this one. Just keep going. And maybe it doesn't work out at all in the end. And that's okay, because we learned a lot. I think. Yeah, we definitely learned a lot. For every painting you do, you learn something. So I think we're gonna do some more atmospheric perspective. Yeah. Back to 100. It's all still really messy, but hey. Let's see, is this the right perspective? So, shoot. Alright. What time is it? Pilot suit. Some stuff. It's also little stuff like signs and but yeah, stuff people want to. Yeah. Thing. In some side windows maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I think if you do more things like the little details like the signs and then and cleaning up all the stuff, it will probably be a lot better. I think it's time for me to zoom in some stuff because, like this cockpit example, some I don't want to clean it up too much, like I said before, that it gets that digital look. Probably already find it looking too digital, but it's okay. I probably should just search for a helicopter cockpit. Helicopter. Look at a close up. Usually they're really smooth, except for military helicopters. They have all those hatches. And even if they look really smooth, they're not really. There's a lot of windows. There's windows in the front, there's side, even in the roof, and then at the bottom, the top, at the front, and then the bottom of the front. So could, for instance, add another here. The tiny little window there, and then this could be gun type thing. I think we're gonna clean up this food just to create it there. Some really go in there and smooth things out. Go. Things like these edges here, they need to be clean. It's just oh, and I can see little antennas on it. All that kind of stuff you can use to maybe there's a the crew is quite big on this thing. Chairs two on board from here, and see, let's darken this up. We'll come back to it later again. Probably we're gonna do a few of these cleanup passes, and I just need to do that with everything that we have in the image. It's gonna take a couple of hours, but it's time for me to finally actually spend a couple of hours on that I do instead of rushing them, which is usually the case, and that ends up usually say tears, but you don't end up with good looking. Go. Not sure what this is supposed to be. There's just a hatch that is opened or not. And we have the inlet of the engine here. Is there, maybe this is the exhaust or something? I don't know. It's future technology, so you can So there's that. It's cleaned up a little bit. I noticed that I'm just painting on my background layer, so great. Switch that. Let's just start painting. You can actually see now and then. Little hatches. Interesting helicopter images. They're just full of hatches and access points and stuff like that. So adding that to your image makes it lively. Shadow. Darker as well. Because it can. Shoot. So how long do I have? I have like half an hour or something. So yeah, but it's gonna get nowhere near finished with this one. But I think I finally have a sort of a composition type thing that I like, I guess. Just feel that the background is really messy and the floor messed up. I messed it up a little bit. So hopefully I can make that better. So if these special effect brushes, maybe we can use those to add some interesting detail. Brushes, side scratches, big other scratches. Still pro. I think happening. Just crash Photoshop. I think I did. Oops. Doesn't like this. See what the result is. Thinking, it's thinking. Is it because why is Photoshop taking? What's the matter? CPU that cannot keep up. GPU. Oh, utilizing them fully. So I don't know what the case is. Oh, we I think we can use this for some. Actually, to be careful though. Don't. It's going quite quick. Let's see if we can do something with color balance. just play around. There's not much that we can. Actually, I think just flip the canvas again. Perspective seems a bit. Yeah, I think a little bit more than I can chew here with this image. I'm still I'm really struggling to make it look interesting. The background and that kind of stuff. And the floor, it's really messy. Maybe I should just try to clean it up. You know what? Let's just try to clean up the floor. I think this looks decent. So let's just grab a lasso tool. Just try to sort of select that floor. Selection there. See? Gonna need to as well. Just find as straight as possible. The thing with the museum is the interest is in the objects that are in the, not so much in the museum itself. And by choosing this wider shot, sort of severely limiting myself. With that. I think. Because in a museum, you don't want any distractions from what's on display. So it's all really clean looking. Look at this. Yeah, yes, it's definitely cluttered with all kinds of stuff, but the floor itself is really boring. The walls are reasonable. So we have to make it look interesting with all this clutter and all the which I think we can do. Just need sort of group of people looking at this thing. A lot of people looking on escalator. And things like the little signs like we have there. I think also do a lot of the heavy lifting, and maybe some window reflections, or not reflections, bounce light from the windows. Bounce light, no. Sunlight on the floor that falls through the windows. Hang from the ceiling. So I think the clean floor looks a lot better, and I think we're gonna make it interesting by. I think I worried too much about it. I wanted I wanted it to look too wanted to look nice too badly. Instead of first of all, it needs to look like it can exist. So there's this sort of way, and then it's separated by glass. Thingy. Lander. Top of the glass reflects light. So look, that looks instantly better. I should just go a little bit easier on that. Can still save this. Details like this. Because if you're familiar with the museum, you know that it's usually ordered off like that. So this makes sense to assume that it's a fence there, and guy with the backpack. Some not just not gonna um, draw people. Yeah. Wonder if I should do shadow of that thing. Light is going away. Should cast a shadow. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna open this on my second screen so I have a better idea of how the people are sort of moving in the where we can add those people. Get slightly. Oh, and of course we need little benches and stuff like that, things where people can sit, relax. So there's all this stuff that we are missing, and then we were like, why isn't it working? Yeah, because we're missing a whole lot of detail, a whole lot of life. It's now kind of feels like a graveyard of just random shapes, not necessarily random shapes. I think you can see that it is spacefaring or at least aviation type museum. Um, but um, but it felt really empty, and that's why we fill it with people and other slowly but surely build. So there's another dude. People are rarely walking around in the museum by themselves. Usually there are people, usually they family. elderly people, or dad with his sons, or it's a family, stuff like that. Friends. Um, so so I think it's nice. It's a good practice to sort of make clusters of people um, that sort of are together. Maybe there's a little stand here, but a little bit nervous to that in. You have this empty space, usually in this probably put something in that empty space. You have this sign hopping from one thing to another. I really reinvigorated, or what's the correct term here? I'm got my inspiration and my drive back for this painting. So that's maybe a good lesson as well. At some point I was like, nah, this is never gonna work, and then maybe I should just be, I don't care if it's not. I'm just gonna make sure that I did everything in my power to make it work, instead of just thinking it's not gonna work, let's just quit now. And that's probably the main reason why I don't finish my paintings usually. And like, I could do this better, or maybe inspired me to get a better idea. I think I have a much better idea for painting in this museum. This particular museum is just to get a close-up shot, one of the items sort of hanging there, maybe the lander, or some other stuff. And usually I would then just abandon this and go for that, but I'm not working for a client or anyone who does IDs, so why not finish it first and see and try to figure out how can I make the current scene more interesting to watch for the viewer, interesting to look at. That's what I'm trying to hour or so, half an hour, like that. And I definitely think that I've gone way already. Actually, yeah, this is a mess that doesn't work. And then we're like this. Yeah, it's really empty, the floor, but at least it looks convincing now that this could be a museum, because the floors are usually really empty. Maybe I'm gonna leave it quite empty, maybe some information stands and maybe some benches there, or maybe it's sort of a unit, some benches here. Notice that this square is not really straight compared to the window, which doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be a big triangle, for instance, part of a bigger display. We need to figure out if it looks like it doesn't fit in the perspective. Maybe we can add some stuff that so it doesn't follow the straight angles, to make it look like, yeah, we not all straight angles. So yeah, I think we're getting somewhere with this piece. Definitely. I really like the clean floor a lot more, and I think to make it more interesting to look at, I think we just need to add people and little benches and stuff, like I said before. The same thing goes for the walls. The walls are usually quite empty. Maybe there's some big posters hanging from the wall, so we may end up doing that. May try to find some cool. Maybe we grab some sort of existing images and we manipulate them as a poster, or maybe we make our own. Who knows? I do know, however, that if I had worked in layers, my job would a little bit be a little bit. So air in for car, air intake, big air intake above the driver. And it should end somewhere. Just chopped off, because it is. See, there's in sort of chopped off cockpits of planes you can sit in. At least we have a museum where that's the case. Yeah, I'm not sure about this this red blob thing here. I like the red of this a lot better. So yeah, kind of like this this one. It's not very clean. Clean it up a little bit further. Not sure what to do with this one. Maybe make it a little something. I don't know. I'll leave it for now. Just want to do the easy stuff. Axing. Just at the end here. Stream for like minutes maybe. You have a nice it's a 3-hour stream. So. We need more people. Need more people. I'm gonna add another layer because I'm gonna do some scary stuff. Don't really want it to intersect. Have like a sitting area. So we have this. Color do we make it? Let's try color. It is or a big sign as well. To come up with sound. Saying you can this area, for instance, knows what. That. Maybe there are more. There's a little bit to tell about these ship here. I think I want the banners to be sized. So I think I'm gonna do something like this for banners, just to make it look more interesting. And then we figure out some interesting colors for that as well. They have a depth, especially as they are bigger. Kind of chill. So there's this big sign here. It's talking about this thingy, and then we have another one, and it's. I kind of want some overlap, but this is quite far in front. So if we have overlap, it's the cockpit actually overlapping on the banner. So we should grab the insert tool. Oh, so try to be as precise. And then grab a purple thing. Maybe some. And then, of course, it has its shadow as well. So, and it's not two-dimensional, so let's give it a border. Let's actually make it a hard brush. So we probably want to add some text or the illusion of text on it, because it's talking about stuff in the. So yeah, I'm not really happy with the colors of that thing, but let's get rid of that. Let's just make a wall of stairs. To sure that select ship. Edge is not gonna be perfect, but we can clean. So sure that. Yeah. Definitely gonna clean up. Oh, and wait, if it get really big, then it maybe even sticks out at the top here. So stick out. Try to go straight up. It's almost. That's almost. It's almost. Yeah. So then that is a big sign. What color do we want the sign to be? I don't think I want the purple because we have the big purple stuff there as well. Could go for red, but what is the... Oh, wait. Too bad. The red is... Magenta is opposite to red could also, I think. Sure if it really works well with the cockpit, so to say. Let's and then shoot. Get some shadows. Do we make it? Probably better. Yeah, we definitely have to clean up the edges around the. You know? And this is just all about cleanup edges. Would have been easier if I had worked for layers in the beginning. I didn't, so I have to do it the hard way. harder. Work a little harder for it. Okay. Because this is a this cockpit is clear on both sides, I guess. Still, I'm still not happy with this red blob thingy. Gonna fix that at some point. I think it's much better said the way it is now. No. I think with some more people and then just clean up, just 10 hours of cleanup, I can make it look okay-ish. I think. So that's our goal. But not for today, because it is time to end the stream. Am I happy with the result? Let's find. Stream. Sound. So we can see where we started. Sort of how we started. Have now. Is that a good direction? Maybe shouldn't have dropped it this far. Oh well. We can always get rid of this here. Turn this into a poster or project or whatever. We have this. Maybe composition wise that's better. But sure. Anyway, I'm quite happy with how far we've come. I think I may underestimate how long painting takes when you have to paint everything, every single detail. But I think it's a really good practice for me to do that, to just get stuck in, just to make sure that I'm able to paint for longer and finish my paintings properly, hopefully. Anyway, so far so good. I think we're gonna continue this next week. I might work on it off stream as well. I'm not sure. There's gonna be a new video tomorrow. It's about me. It's me talking about getting rid of all the custom brushes and what it did for me so far. So far, I'm really happy that I did, because yeah, it just resets your mind and forces you to focus on the painting process. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. It's the last. I don't know how long that took. 15 minutes or so. Is that worth it? It was. I think I would like to have some more variation on the floor, maybe. We'll see how far we can push it in the coming weeks. Maybe we do some practice every week, some study of some sort, and then sort of half the stream studying new stuff and half the stream working on this. I don't know. I have no clue where how we're gonna do everything. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna eat my lunch, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow for the video and next week on the live stream. Thanks for watching, and I wish you all a very good day. Bye.